Greetings and felicitations. Hip hip hurrah. And yes, Mr. Spot, it is pronounced tally ho. Welcome, welcome, welcome all to this little laid back Sunday edition of Mr. Lundell's Groovy Movies, where we don't do movies, we don't necessarily talk about movies, we just talk about stuff. And we're continuing our little delve into the world of the paranormal with some stuff about psychic phenomena, witchcraft, voodoo, just whatever stirs the pot.
Everything else that we could come up with. This is the last paranormal one, basically. So we crammed a lot of little interesting bits and pieces in.
Yeah, and welcome, Words and Pictures. Glad that
hey, Words. Hey, LDG.
And where are my manners? Let us not forget our host, the Grand Dame herself, Yvette.
Well, thank you, Mr. Lundell. It's always an honor being here with you.
Yeah, we're gonna kick back. Do a little talking still about the weirdness of today's world.
Yeah, we kind of, because we did all the sort of big stuff over the last 3. There's a lot of paranormal stuff that got left behind, and I kind of said, for the last one we could squidge a load of weird shit in.
Oh, that's right.
Wow.
Thank you for bringing that up. Yeah. He chimed in underground earlier today. I thought LDG mentioned it to you, but yeah, it's a possibility that he could be coming home tomorrow.
That's wonderful. Hey, everyone, anyone listening or on the re-rub? Bird may be coming home tomorrow. That'd be fantastic.
In case you don't know, Bird of Prey 5, friend of this channel, friend of the community. Actually, he's kind of the top guy in our little circle of people. At least that's how I see
it. Well, yeah, all right, top guy. Yeah. I'll take that one. Yeah.
And so he's been under the weather, and it looks like he's finally getting better, and he'll be coming home soon. So
he might be coming home tomorrow. But that's that's the best news I've had all day.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So absolutely sending positive thoughts. Hey, Christy, Bird, honey. I do hope you are coming home tomorrow, darling.
There's the man himself, ladies and gentlemen. Bird of Prey 5. I'm glad you could kind of peek in on us.
Yeah, I sent the link in case you were bored more than anything else. Yeah, really, fingers and everything crossed for you.
Yeah.
Oh, Christy, don't apologize. It's great you can make it when you can, and you can always rewatch any of these daft ones.
Yeah.
And this is going to be a daft one because it's the last paranormal one we're doing. Again, we've done all the serious and more popular and known stuff. So, but we really wanted to put in some of the small stuff that's absolutely wackadoodle, out there.
Yeah.
And it's worth it just for the laugh, if nothing else. So.
Yeah. As long as we don't piss off somebody that's tight with leg bar. So.
Well, I just hope wackadoodle is not £100 fine for swearing. I don't know if that's on the list.
They should not look.
Hiya,
You're on an
bird.
American stream,
Thanks for dropping
okay?
in.
So, oh, you going? Okay, Bird. Thanks. You're gonna
Yeah.
remember now. You get bored. You can always listen to some of our stuff. You know, on the rebound or whatever. And thank you for
Yeah,
coming
especially if
by.
you're missing our voices,
Yeah.
or mine. Yeah.
So, everybody, keep this guy in your good thoughts and prayers. He's a good man. Okay.
Yes, he
Friend,
is.
friend to all,
Yep.
leader of our little cabal or community of nerds. So, so
Wow.
uh,
Well, we
yeah,
got quite a few people in already. Lovely to
yes,
see. Really
we've
lovely
got
to see.
yeah, got 6 people listening intently.
And Christy, because I didn't notice she wasn't there last week, but I didn't say anything. But you can't, that we all live in a real world.
Mm,
Although
I
sometimes
thought
it's
she
nicer
was. I thought
here.
she
I live in
was.
England, so you might understand that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I thought she
but
was with us last week.
if you're into all of this anyway, and I
Yeah.
think she missed just this one. Um, you know,
Oh,
but she can always watch. As I said, she can always go back and watch it if she missed
yeah.
something. Yeah, I do work a lot. So do I,
Yeah.
Christy.
Well, pull up a chair, dear.
That's why I only stream at weekends.
So now, so shall we get this party started?
I think so. Would you like to go first, or would you like me to start with one of my wackadoodles?
uh,
Oh, you did watch it. Oh, lovely, Christy. Thanks.
yeah. I guess I will go first. First
Yeah.
off,
All right.
apologies.
I'm gonna bring.
I have to apologize to everyone. My program that did the presentations, it crashed, so I lost everything. I lost everything, so I'm going to have to piece it together from chat and other AI things that I did. So to get things started, I did some little presentation on psychic phenomena, whatever, however you say it. Okay, that was when I in the 70s when I was a kid. That was like the big thing. You had people that claimed they could levitate and move things by thought and
Oh, move an ashtray, yeah, and things like
yeah,
that.
bend
Yeah, I remember saying that.
spoons, and
Mm.
they could see into the future. You had people like, Jean Dixon. I don't know. She was she supposedly predicted the assassination of JFK.
Wow.
Like that. So, but now to go with it, now to start off, little definitions. Psychic phenomena refers to a wide range of alleged paranormal abilities and experiences that cannot be explained by conventional science. Some examples of psychic phenomena include telepathy, the ability to communicate mentally with another person without the use of physical signals or language. One of the tests when parapsychology was a thing on college campuses, they would use flashcards, and it would be like a circle, a square, a star, different colors
As
and
in
everything.
Ghostbusters did a very
Yeah,
good.
that scene in Ghost.
example of that.
Yeah, when when he was electrocuting the guy every time he got the card wrong. Okay, but they wouldn't shock you. They would just show the card. They would just lift the card up where you would see just the blank backside, and you would tell them was the circle or square, what color it was, stuff like that. And then you
The
had
drunk review has arrived.
oh, drunk man, my goodness. Glad that you're here. Pull up a chair, learn a little bit about the paranormal with us. And as always, board nights, check out the drunk review. He does like double feature drive-in movies. It's great. Clairvoyance, to get back on the subject, the ability to gain information about an object, person, location, or event through
Sorry,
extrasensory means, such as through visions or dreams. A lot of the okay, you had a lot of people in the 70s that claimed, they would find lost children or a missing person through clairvoyance. Uh, and then you had psychokinesis, the ability to manipulate physical objects using only the power of the mind. Uri Geller was one of the masters of this. He would, sit at a table and wave his hand over like a compass, and it would move, or make a fist and squeeze hard, and he would be manipulating a compass that way. And you had mediumship. We talked a little bit about that in the past. The ability to communicate with spirits or other non-physical entities. Then you had remote viewing, the ability to see or describe a distant location or object using only the power of the mind. Now, supposedly, the CIA and whatever the counter is, the KGB in Russia, were experimenting with this stuff, and they supposedly had people that could sit in a room and describe a building or something where some top secret kind of stuff was going on in those distant countries. And you had precognition, the ability to perceive or predict future events. People like Gene Dixon and other what was what was what was what was that woman's name? The Jamaican psychic. uh, well, somebody in the chat knows. And
Christy actually mentioned something that I was thinking of. Christy, we are linked remotely right now. Remote viewing, which is where they stare into a camera and a picture's produced.
Yeah, as Christy got
It's
Miss
very,
Cleo.
very weird.
Yeah. Now, while many people claim to have experienced psychic phenomena firsthand, there is little scientific evidence to support their existence, and many skeptics argue that such experiences can be explained by natural phenomena, coincidence, or fraud. And I'm of the latter. So anybody here, a lot of this is fraud, smoke and mirrors, yada yada yada. Now, okay, let me see. This guy, James Randi, magician, debunker of the paranormal. Back in the 70s, I mean, he ran this total game on a lot of parapsychologists in all these universities and stuff. He and a couple of he claimed he had these two guys that could manipulate and bend spoons and forks. Okay. And what they did was, and they had this on film. They would just take a spoon and hold it between thumb and forefinger, rub it a little bit, and wave the other hand over it and everything, and it would magically bend and break in half. They've got these guys on film doing this numerous, countless times, and wondering how they were doing it. And one premier eminent university applied for a serious grant to study these two guys. You know, as you know about how powerful psychic ability they supposedly had. One day, they held a press conference. This guy, James Randi, and his these two young guys, and a reporter just asked, "How do you do it?" And the answer was, "Well, we cheat." All they did was they pre-worked the spoon or fork or whatever. So all they had to do then was just apply like little pressure or whatever, and it would break. And there were weird things going on, like where the tube broke, it would be warm, kind of hot. They said, well, we were just holding it in our hand. That's why it was warm. After that, this guy, James Randi, became one of the greatest debunkers of the psychics and fortune tellers ever. He, let's see where. Okay, now let's show you. Bring up a picture of Uri Geller. This guy, okay, Uri Geller. Not only did James Randi debunk this guy, yes, you see, like with the spoons and all the metal stuff, they would pre-work it. They would pre-work it, and that's how it would be. So, not only Randi challenged a lot of these people. He put up like $1 million if you can do one of these things that I can't do. And I'm a magician. I know how to do all of this stuff. And so what happened, this happened on the Tonight Show where Johnny Carson hosted it in the 70s. Uri Geller uh, tried to take up that $1 million challenge. What Uri didn't know was Johnny Carson used to do sleight of hand early in his career as well. So him and, and Randi, they rigged one of his tricks where he couldn't do it. And Uri realized it and said, "I can't do it." And that after that kind of killed his career. And he was doing crazy things like everybody that had a broken watch, he would tell you to wind the watch up, hold it in your hand, and work, work, work. and the watch would start ticking. Okay, you wound up the watch. That's why it worked. Nobody thought about that.
I like this picture because it's him much
With a
older
big ass
with a
spoon.
spoon that he can't bend.
Yeah. Also, another guy that he bust. Well, Sylvia Brown was a female psychic that he busted.
Sylvia Brown. Yep. Hang on. There we go. Really pleasant picture of the woman. Whew.
Oh yeah, she's gone. Actually, Sylvia Brown, if you remember the talk show, Montel Williams had a talk show, and I think she showed up on his. She would be on his talk show a few times doing this, about psychic future and all of this. Well, Randy challenged her to demonstrate her abilities in a controlled setting. She backed off and continued to make predictions and claims that were later debunked. One thing, okay, he did, Randy, he did a TV special somewhere like about 88 or 89 or so, where he had all of these psychics, card readers, and that $1 million challenge was on the line. And not only did all of them fail, the mediums were the biggest ones to failure, because it was when they did this show, it was done live, and they had, the mediums, they did their predictions like earlier. They had wrote them down, put them in an envelope, or had videotaped. And at that time, the biggest news story was that the Ayatollah Khomeini had died in Iran. Nobody got that right. That was the largest news item of the time. Nobody even came close to predicting that. That was one point he made. Also, that none of the predictions that they had wrote down or put on tape ever happened. And here was probably the best one. This guy, John Edward. Okay. He actually had a talk show called Crossing Over.
It's not a good picture, but this is from the show.
Yeah. And he like
But
this,
let me,
he would
there
stand
he
there
is.
and call people out of the audience by their name and such and such. Yeah. He's standing right next to you. Yeah, he says, relax. It'll be all right. Look under the couch, and you'll find that key that you've been all kind of crazy crap like that. And this was another guy that that Randy criticized for doing the code. It was a code. All he was doing is, it's a magic trick that even, Houdini used to do it. It's called the cold reading. You make general state, and you can do it yourself. You get a room full of people, you just start making general statements, and people will start agreeing with you. See, because everybody, okay, has lost a loved one in their life. And that's, sometimes you get over the pain, sometimes you don't. Everybody has lost something. Everybody is, you know, you come to a crossroads where, do I want to keep going this way, or should I make a change? And that's all with cold reading techniques and stuff. You just play off of it. And it's amazing how people will just, get sucked in with the stuff. It's crazy. So, and I mean, there are other people. Okay. Oh yeah, that's right. Peter Popoff, the TV preacher that he busted.
Haven't
And
got him.
yeah, but what Peter Popoff was doing was he was using a radio earpiece. He had somebody in the he had somebody like he had people that would talk to people, you know, before before the service began, people standing outside waiting to go in, and he would just have people talking. They would just walk up to you, start a conversation, about why you're here, and this and that, and then you know he'd be on stage. John, you've got stomach cancer. You know, all this kind of stuff.
Most of them are done
Somebody
similar.
knew it.
Or a form you fill in to get a ticket.
And Randy, I've seen videotape
definitely.
of this where Randy had a radio tuned into that frequency, recording all of this stuff. And needless to say,
I think I've seen a clip of that.
Yeah, needless to say, that busted his career. But this guy ran him and Harry Houdini. I kind of like greatly admire them for that work in exposing these frauds. Not to say that there isn't any anything to this, but when you got like blatant frauds, like all they want is to get in your pocketbook.
Absolutely. And yet, still to this day, universities have yearly tests with people. I've seen it with my own eyes, and nothing ever comes of them because it seems occasionally, yeah. Well, certainly over here, or I suppose it's been a few years, but yeah, I've seen a couple. I went along to see a couple, just observe out of interest, but I think from my perspective, paranormal phenomena in a controlled environment doesn't work because it never works in a controlled environment. Especially if you are lying and pretending, it's never going to work. However, if you believe you can do it, maybe the pressure of being under that controlled environment changes the way your brain works. I'm just playing devil's advocate here. But to this day, I have never seen a controlled environment where something's happened.
Yeah. And then one other little quick thing, psychic surgery.
Oh my God. Yeah, that is so remember? B word.
Psychic surgery is a controversial practice that claims to heal patients by removing tumors or other diseased tissues from the body without using any surgical instruments. Instead, the surgeon supposedly uses their bare hands to penetrate the body and remove the diseased tissues. Many skeptics, including James Randi, have investigated psychic surgery and found that the supposed tumors or diseased tissues are actually animal parts, such as chicken intestines or pig fat, that have been planted on the patient's body before the procedure. Others have pointed out that the psychic surgeons may use sleight of hand or other trickery to make it appear as if they are penetrating the body with their bare hands. Despite these criticisms, some people still believe in the healing power of psychic surgery, and the practice continues to be popular in certain parts of the world, such as the Philippines. However, it is important to note psychic surgery is not recognized as a legitimate medical practice by the scientific community and can be dangerous if performed without proper medical supervision. Remember the comedian Andy Kaufman? If our He died of cancer, and I think it was because of one of these clowns. I think.
Mm.
Yeah. Okay. I've actually. Yeah. Animal blood and rubber. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. That was one of the ways James Randi showed that trick how it could be done. He set that up where he actually did the illusion like he was doing psychic surgery on himself. He put a sheet on him, and you could see him. He put his hand in blood, and all kind of, it looked like pus started coming out. And he said, "Look," and then he showed you in his hand what he had, it was, and how it was being done. So that was fun.
Yeah. Yeah. I have seen videos of that, and to take advantage of people's health as well is absolutely disgraceful. And there is no scientific background, or they tried to do the studies, obviously, because you never know. You can't take anything for granted without having a good
Yeah,
scientific test, but they couldn't prove anything. I mean, under controlled conditions, they just faltered because they couldn't set up their rigs or their gadgets or whatever they used. So, and that's one of the ones that annoys me. I mean, a lot of these people annoy me because they're I've just been reading the chat because I had the pictures up. I couldn't see it.
uh-huh.
A lot of these comments are what were going through my mind, taking advantage of people that are grieving or
Yeah,
hurting and just want comfort. These people are despicable and rightfully so taken down by professionals like Randy and Houdini. And there are plenty of debunking channels on YouTube that do the job
yeah,
on the YouTube stuff now. So, and some of them are better than others, but yeah, it is horrible when you actually start thinking about why are they doing that for
for the
money.
money. Mm-hmm.
It's just money. They don't care about you. They'll tell you exactly what you want to hear. And someone I knew very well could cold read anyone, and he would do it to friends of mine he'd never met, and they'd be like, "Well, you psychic?" And he's like, "No, I run a garage. I'm a motor mechanic." "But you're a psychic." "No, I'm just cold reading you. There's nothing psychic about it."
It's a magic trick. I mean,
Yeah, absolutely. So, yeah. So there we go. Yeah.
yeah. Well, that's all I have for now.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
I'll
I'll
start with
definitely be chiming in on what you have to say.
yeah, absolutely. Let me bring up my reading text that I always seem to lose the ability to keep on the screen, we are going to start with owls. I know. You're all going, what, Yvette? What are you talking about? Owls.
Yes.
Well, owls
they're a popular
have been about in the paranormal world for longer than you guys could even imagine. I mean, even in Egypt, owls had a special place in hieroglyphs. So what I've done is I've collected a few of the more well-known owls. You may recognize this one, you may not. I know what it is. It's the Illuminati owl. The owl is often linked to the Illuminati, a supposed secret society that allegedly controls world events from behind the scenes. The idea is that the owl, as a symbol of wisdom and hidden knowledge, represents the Illuminati's access to forbidden knowledge that allows them to maintain control over the global affairs. Now, the next picture, because I've got a few subjects, so I'm not going to stay on these for too long. This is a Roman coin. Now, owls in architecture and currency are far more noticeable once I tell you this. You will start seeing owls everywhere now, people, and I apologize for that. But you're going to have this in your back of your mind until you leave, and you'll walk down the street, and there it'll be an owl on maybe a building or on a coin. So some conspiracy theorists point to the presence of the owl imagery and in architecture and on currency as evidence of occult influence in powerful institutions. For example, there is a small owl, and I've got this one, depicted on the US dollar bill, which some interpret as a hidden symbol of the Illuminati's control over the financial system. Here we go. Let me blow it up, because you can only just make it out. I don't know how people think that's an owl, but apparently it's an owl. There.
That's nitpicking.
Yeah,
no,
I know.
Okay, was it Athena that had an owl because she was the goddess of knowledge?
Quite possibly. Because
owls have always been associated with intelligence and knowledge.
Well, they're also connected with the UFOs and aliens, apparently, as well. This is a new one for me. In UFO conspiracy theories, owls are sometimes thought to be either manifestations of extraterrestrials or used as screen memories to obscure abduction experiences. The large eyes and eerie appearance of owls are said to resemble the stereotypical grey alien, leading to this association. This one tickled me pink. And of course, the most famous one, I would hope most people have heard of this, Bohemian Grove, the Owl of Moloch. Now, this is real. This is a real photograph. And these are a bunch of very, very, very well-off people, including some presidents, some prime ministers, some royalty, you name it. They've been pictured illegally at this place over the years. Bohemian Grove is one of the most enigmatic, controversial locations tied to the elite gatherings, secret societies, and conspiracy theories. Situated in a secluded redwood forest in Monterey, California, this private 2,700-acre retreat is the site of an annual gathering that has attracted the attention of conspiracy theorists, journalists, and political observers for decades. Here's a deep dive into its history. It was founded in 1872. I am not reading all of this. As a private club. Blah, blah, blah. Initially formed in San Francisco and then moved. Location. The Grove's secluded location in the redwood forest of Northern California provide perfect backdrop for the gatherings. Members participating in a variety of activities, including theatrical performances, lectures, and most notably, cremation of care ceremonies, which symbolizes the casting off of worldly worries.
Yeah,
It has an exclusive. Sorry, go ahead.
I've heard about this.
Yeah.
It's like a rich guy's club. That's
Yeah.
all.
Yeah, but some of the pictures, which I didn't have time to capture them all. It's a extreme high degree of secrecy.
Yeah.
Nothing is disclosed. Presidents, high-ranking government officials, military leaders have all been a part of this club. It goes on about the cremation ceremony. The Owl of Bohemia, the ceremony intended to free the participants from the burden of their responsibilities and allow them to relax and enjoy the retreat. Go. Anyway, I think. Oh, yeah, there was a. There you go. That's the last one. Out after a good burning, they build another one every year.
In fact, I think they even kind of play that lore in Batman.
I would not be surprised in the least.
It's one of the cabals that he often has to go up, or has gone up against.
I just thought the fact that owls have such a particular frequency. That wasn't an owl, by the way. Shh, shh. Let people know. Keep quiet.
That was Chuck, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, he's not really a kitten. He's a pet owl. Anyway, that's my little owl collection, which I thought was really interesting because I think owls are beautiful creatures. So we have a lot in England, barn owls, up to some really giant ones. However, when I was staying in Scotland, no less, in a castle in Scotland that was owned by the Freemasons. Some friends of ours were members of the Freemasons, and you get to spend weekends in certain places they own, and they invited us along. So it was a free trip to Scotland. We didn't turn that down. No. I had an owl outside our room all night. I swear to God, if I could have bought a gun, I would have killed it.
Oh, okay. That wouldn't have been Rosalind Castle.
Oh, there are so many castles in Scotland. This one, you had to go across the famous bridge, and I can't. My brain's like dead. It runs parallel to Stevenson's bridge, train bridge. But hey, Fluff Chick.
Welcome. Oh yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I know her by a different name.
Fluff Chick. I like that. So I can move on to my next balmy collection.
Right quick though, I mean, owls they've always been a familiar with, like, but they were like for wizards, but they were always the good wizards, if I remember the lore right.
Because, owls can be yeah. I mean, owls were used in Harry Potter as familiars, and they carried mail and things as one of the. They have many familiars, as most familiars are cats for witches, familiars
Yeah,
for other things,
because
But yeah,
witches.
the owl is just all over the place when it comes to the paranormal, which I'd noticed years ago, and I thought this is so odd that owls are part of it. So
And
yeah,
I thought Gandalf had an owl,
yeah,
but
he also no he had the phoenix, didn't he?
oh yeah, that's right. So yeah, but
Yeah,
also
I
an
didn't know that
owl is
really.
also a bird of prey. So it's not the
Yes,
nice little
absolutely.
it's not the nice little cute bird that it laid back
It
bird that
looks like.
yeah,
Oh, I'm
it's
gonna
got
pet that. It'll rip your hand off.
yeah.
Yeah. So,
I've seen one that had died,
oh my god.
and it was like okay, just looking at it laying there, okay, whew, I'm glad I did not run across you. The
Yeah.
the claws, ugh. Okay, so
So my next collection is real other.
what the hell?
This is one of the great pictures from the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Uh,
Pasta all right, I'm not even going to bother that. Founded in 2005 by Bobby Henderson in the States, no less. Beliefs. Pastafarianism began as a satirical religion to protest the teachings of intelligent design in schools. The central belief is that the universe was created by a flying spaghetti monster, an invisible and undetectable being. Followers of Pastor blah 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 argue that their beliefs should be considered as valid as other religious teachings. And I'm not going into any more of that because it's just ludicrous.
yeah,
They're
this is that's one of the guys I want to
that's
see.
that's one of their posters. And right, so this is the next one. Okay. The Church of the Sub-Genius. Founded in 1950, formalized in the 80s by Avon Stang and Philo Drummond in the United States, no less. Beliefs. The Church of the Subgenius is a parody religion that mocks religion, conspiracy theories, and consumer culture. Its followers worship a deity named J.R. Bob Dobbs, a salesman from the 1950s who is depicted as the ultimate symbol of slack, the ability to do nothing and still succeed. The religion teaches that the world is controlled by a conspiracy of normal people known as the conspiracy, who seek to rob others of their slack. Anyway, that's that one.
Uh,
Yeah,
right,
I
right.
know, I know. These are just literally. I This one I actually knew about. This is the Prince Philip movement, founded in 1970 among the Yehunanin tribe on the island of Tanna in Vanuatu. It's believed the Prince Philip movement is a cargo cult that worships Prince Philip, the Duke of Edinburgh, as a divine figure. The cult emerged after the islanders, who traditionally worshipped ancestral spirits, saw photographs of Prince Philip and believed him to be the fulfillment of a prophecy about a pale-skinned son of a mountain spirit who would marry a powerful woman.
Ooh, well, he
Followers
did.
of the movement hold ceremonies and rituals to honor Prince Philip, including offerings, gifts, and prayers. They believe that by showing devotion, he will return to Tanna and bring prosperity and happiness to the island. Yeah, it didn't happen though. He didn't
Right
want to
quick.
encourage it.
Let's say
Here we
hello to
go.
Curtis.
This is the nation of Yahweh. It's probably not
Yahweh.
we. Yahweh. Thank you. In 1979, Hulon Mitchell Jr., Yahweh Ben Yahweh, in the, no less, the United States, the Nation of Yahweh is Black Hebrew Israelite religious group that believes African Americans are the true descendants of biblical Israelites. The group emphasizes on worship of Yahweh, the Hebrew name for God. I didn't know that. And teaches that its members are the chosen people who will inherit the earth. The religion has been controversial due to the racial views and criminal activities associated with its founder. Lovely.
Yep.
That's lovely.
No, they locked
we'll,
up. Yeah,
we'll,
I remember that.
We'll end on this little short bit. There we go. So I don't know if you want to. I've broken them up, right? The last three are specifics. So give me a second. Yeah, there we are.
Take your time. We can see how they prepared it.
No, it's not that. It won't. No. Damn. Oh, that's a shame.
What happened?
The first one I did, the first picture I did, I can't show. There we go. There we are. Right. No, that's a web picture. Damn. I'm not having this. Right, let me just get the other one up. These are all web pictures. This is ridiculous.
Wayne Butler has joined us.
Hey, Wayne. All right. Let's do that. Take that out. And I can't make it any bigger. That's the annoying thing about this. Anyway. All right. Well, we'll go with what we got here. So let me just share. This is the story of the Fae. The Fae, you say. The Fae.
Oh, cool.
The Fae.
The tiny folk.
Is the fairy realm. The tiny folk. And I'm so sorry this picture is so small. Because this stupid computer has really just stuffed me. Gotta open up the no.
That's it.
Here you go. Quite simple. A lot of button pressing. Just ignore me. Here we go. This is quite interesting, actually. So the concept of the Fae, or fairies, is deeply rooted in European folklore, mythology, and tradition, especially in the Celtic cultures. The term Fae broadly encompasses a wide range of supernatural beings with diverse characteristics, roles, and appearances. And we're going to take a reasonable look into the history of the Fae groups. The origins in Celtic, it depends where you are, how you pronounce that. I think you Americans, it's Celtic, isn't it? The Fae originates from ancient Celtic mythology, Ireland, Scotland, and Wales, and Breton traditions. In these cultures, the Fae are often associated with the other world, a mystical realm parallel to the human world. This realm is known as Tir na Nog. In Irish mythology, is a land of eternal youth, beauty, and pleasure, where the Fae reside. Tutha de Danann in Irish mythology, the Tuatha de Danann are a race of godlike beings who were said to have lived in Ireland before the arrival of humans. After being defeated by Milesians, the ancestors of the Irish people, the Tuatha de Danann, retreated into the earth and became the Saidi, pronounced she, or the Fae. They were believed to inhabit ancient burial mounds and other natural sites, which became known as fairy forts or fairy hills. There are medieval and Renaissance interpretations as well, Victorian and Edwardian, and it's been around. The modern, though, we'll go to the modern and neo-pagan movements. In modern times, especially with neo-pagan... Oh my God, I pressed the wrong button. That's the first time I've done that today, though. Yeah, in modern times, especially within neo-pagan and Wiccan traditions, there are groups and individuals who revere the Fae as part of their spiritual practice. These practitioners may honour the Fae in rituals and offer them gifts and seek their guidance or protection. The Fae are often seen as nature spirits or guardians of the natural world, and their veneration is linked to an emphasis on environmentalism. You fucking put environmentalism in everything. I'm sorry. And deep respect for the earth. Right. Okay. So, what I wanted to cover, these are the well-known ones. What we have up now is a Seelie and an unseelie court. A Seelie court is a group of fairies who are generally considered benevolent, although they can still be mischievous. They are known to help humans, sometimes granting wishes or providing assistance in times of need. However, they expect respect and proper etiquette in return. The unseelie courts, and I did it again. Oh, freaking hell. The unseelie courts. In contrast, the unseelie court consists of more malevolent fairies. These beings are often dangerous and take pleasure in causing harm or leading travellers astray. They are more likely to engage in trickery or even outright hostility towards humans. Banshee or Bean Sidey, which is the next picture. Hang on. I've got to do this a different way.
Yeah.
Right.
Oh,
there we go.
Yeah.
So
crazy.
I'm sure everyone's heard of a banshee, a female spirit in Irish and Scottish folklore specifically, whose wail or keening is said to foretell the death of a family member. She is often depicted as a woman with long flowing hair, dressed in white or grey, and can appear as either a beautifully young woman or an old hag. Okay, and the next ones, and I had to specifically, when I typed this in, I got loads of pictures of brownies instead of brownies, which is this. Oh my God, we've actually got a picture. Here we go. There we go. Brownies. Common house brownie. There we go. Please don't try and read any of the pictures' spells. It's not good for you. Brownies.
Okay.
Oh, God. I'm having a nightmare. There are a lot of fae. Right. Brownies, small, helpful household spirits found in Scottish and English folklore. They are known for performing household chores at night in exchange for food, like milk or honey. I've got to leave milk and honey out. Where's my brownie? However, if they are insulted or mistreated, they may leave the home or cause mischief. I'll tell you what that reminds me of. Back to Harry Potter and those little, I can't remember his name, but the little skinny thing.
Yeah. Oh,
that
and
he set free.
yeah, that the fairy tale about the old cobbler and
Ah,
the
oh yes.
yeah, and it was like they said it was brownies or elves. One night they moved and just made all these shoes for him so he could have money for food. Him and his
Yeah,
wife.
yes, yeah.
Oh,
Do you know elves don't actually come up in this list at all? I was quite surprised. Now this is a selkie. Selkies are shape-shifting creatures found in Scottish, Irish, and Icelandic folklore. They can transform from seals into humans.
ew.
Yeah, I did not know that. They're like a seal maid, not a mermaid, a seal maid.
Seal made, yeah.
Yeah. So you know, uh, um, they can transform from seals into humans by shedding their seal skin. Selkies often appear in stories as tragic figures who fall in love with humans but ultimately drawn back to the sea. Very similar story to a mermaid, but apparently it's a sea maid here. Pixies are up next.
Words and pictures. I'm going to get me a seal then. Okay. You freaky Englishman.
Pixies are small, mischievous beings often associated with the southwestern region of England, particularly Cornwall. Now, it's interesting we're mentioning this because I've done a special piece in witchcraft on Cornwall because it is still practiced to this day in Cornwall. It's our pagan witchcrafty, very much Wiccan
Yeah.
bit of our country. They are known for leading travellers astray. Uh, they're just really naughty creatures, playing tricks, generally causing playful chaos. They're not malevolent, they're just more pranksters than anything harmful. And I think, I don't know, red caps is next. Oh no, I haven't got a red caps, which means the red caps is probably. Oh yeah. Yeah. That's a red cap. Yeah. Red caps are malevolent goblin like creatures found in folklore in the Scottish. No shit. No. Who's surprised it's a Scottish one? Scottish borders. Um,
So
they're
I
known
take
for
it
their
they're
blood
dangerous.
soaked hats, which they dye with their blood of their victims. They're not very nice people.
Okay,
But
they're the
they
baddies.
bad phase. Right. Now we're moving on to Willow the Wisps. Willow the Wisps are ghostly lights seen by travellers at night, especially over bogs. And I'm not talking about toilets, their words. Real bogs and swamps. And marshes. I
Swamp.
personally, now, I think these are gas
Yeah, swamp gas.
escaping, especially marshes and bogs, because you get a build-up of, especially methane. You can set
Yeah.
fire to methane, but without going out and actually doing some testing, which, yeah, sod that. Bogs,
Mhm.
marshes, no.
Yeah. And
In
you would
folklore,
see
they are often considered to be malevolent spirits or fairies that lead travellers off the path, causing them to become lost. The phenomenon has been explained scientifically as a result of natural gases. There you go, igniting, but folklore remains strong. And I
yeah,
think,
and
yeah, one more, one more.
if I'm not
No,
oh
here we go. The Changeling. Now, this is the worst one. And I was telling Mr. Londell about this. This is horrible. Changelings are fairy children who are left in place of a human baby. So they swap them out. And they're stolen by the Fae. In folklore, it was believed that a fairy... You didn't just do that to me. Right, thank you. Stolen by the Fae. In folklore, it was believed that the fairies would sometimes take human children, leaving behind sickly or odd-looking fairy child in their place. Various rituals and methods were employed to identify and get rid of changelings, which often reflected social anxieties about health and child rearing. Oh. There we go. So there's a good look at all the Fae. So if you ever see any of these, I'd run like hell, regardless of whether it looks good, okay or not. Presume all Fae are up to no good. Hey, Curtis. I'm sorry I missed anyone because I can't see you when I'm showing the pictures.
So.
Oh dear.
No, but with those will-o'-the-wisp, I thought you would see them in graveyards as well. Sometimes.
If there were gaps for the decomposing bodies to escape.
Yeah.
Yeah. So next is voodoo.
The good
voodoo.
stuff.
Yeah. Voodoo.
America's version of Cornwall.
Right, give me 1 second. I'm just downloading and opening. There we are. And then we'll present share screen. I told you I'd found everything that was left over, guys. Right. Let me know when you got the picture up.
It's up.
It's up. Right. Voodoo is a complex and often misunderstood religion with deep historical roots and diverse practices. It has evolved differently in various regions, leading to rich tapestry of beliefs and rituals. We're going to take a look into the history of voodoo, where it is practiced, what is a witch doctor, and distinctions between good and bad voodoo. And the concept, of course, of zombie in voodoo culture, which is always interesting. The origins of voodoo. West Africa, particularly from the Fon or Yoruba people. The word voodoo comes from the Fon language meaning spirit or deity. In its African context, voodoo is traditional religion that involves the worship of a pantheon of gods and spirits as well as ancestors. The transatlantic slave trade, the spread of voodoo to the Americas occurred during this trade in the 16th to the 19th centuries. Enslaved Africans brought their religious beliefs and practices with them. Caribbean, South America, and parts of the southern United States. In these new environments, voodoo synchronized. My God, that's written in so the American way, with elements of Catholicism and indigenous beliefs, leading to the development of a distinct form of the religion in different regions. So, Haitian voodoo from Haiti. No shit. Voodoo. Combining African traditions with Roman Catholic elements. How the hell they did that? I don't know.
Yeah. Well,
Voodoo's
a lot of the saints building a lot of some of those gods. I can't think the saints.
Supreme God Bondi and a pantheon of spirits called El Loa or Loa, each of whom governs different aspects of life. Louisiana voodoo in New Orleans and the surrounding areas. Sorry, had to cough. Voodoo evolved into Louisiana voodoo, which incorporates Catholic saints, African deities, and practices such as groovy, a form of magic involving charms and spells. Marie Laveau, now I know who that is, 19th century voodoo priestess, is one of the most famous figures associated with the Louisiana voodoo. Brazil African religious practices blended again with Catholicism. I had no idea voodoo and the Catholics had been blended together.
Yeah, it was the theory goes it was kind of a secretive way for them for the slaves to keep their religions because okay, Catholicism, you know how they would clamp down on stuff,
Oh yeah.
the inquisitions and stuff. See, but
Yep.
they found they found commonalities in a lot of the saints. Like I can't remember the one. Is it Saint Michael that was pierced with arrows? There's a there is a voodoo deity that's similar to that, and so they could use a lot of those like Catholic icons and statues in those voodoo ceremonies, and the priests wouldn't necessarily, you know, clamp down on it.
Ah. Well, there we
Yeah,
go. I learn something new every day.
yeah.
Um, so I'm going to go to what is a witch doctor definition. A witch doctor
So
is a traditional healer who practices medicine based on the indigenous knowledge was originally used by European colonizers to describe healers in African cultures who were believed to have the power to cure illness, drive away evil spirits, and perform rituals to protect the community. The role in voodoo, a witch doctor
yep,
may be referred to as a hungang, male priest, or mambo, female priest. These practitioners serve as intermediaries. Jesus Christ, I've lost the ability to speak. Between the human world and the world of spirits, performing rituals, offering sacrifices, and providing spiritual guidance. They may also perform healing rituals, create protective charms, and cast spells. Good voodoo, white magic, and bad voodoo, black magic. So they healing rituals offer herbs, prayers, and cures for illnesses to alleviate suffering. They do protection spells, creating charms or grist or yeah, I did a few pictures. Sorry, there we go. There's another really good one. Protecting individuals from harm or negative influences. Love spells. Bad voodoo. They involve again same sort of thing: hexes, manipulations.
yeah,
Spirits cause illness, misfortune, or even death. Examples of curses and hexes: rituals intended to bring bad luck. Doll magic. Here we go. Using a doll, often called a voodoo doll, to represent a person with the belief that actions performed on the doll, such as pinning or binding, will affect the person it represents. I can tell you now, guys, it doesn't work. I've tried. Yeah.
I'm scared of
I
you.
bought one. I wanted to know, and I picked someone so they knew I was doing it, and I went straight for the nuts, but no, nothing. Anyway, creation of zombies. Here we go. Let me get. Did I? Yeah. Okay, so belief. The concept of zombies in voodoo is tied to the belief in the power of a boko, or voodoo sorcerer, who practices black magic according to folklore. I actually know how they do it, which I know you're all saying, how? Why? Why would you know that? It's actually the poison of a pufferfish,
Uh,
specific pufferfish.
Yeah.
which they actually use in medicine for other things. But if administered correctly at the right dose, lower the heart rate and everything to nearly zero, which anyone looking or checking in a less than a first world country would think they were dead, and then they're buried, and that's how they come back to life, because of the poison wears off. However, I don't know if it's the poison. I didn't do enough research, guys. I'm so sorry, but I'm sure it's all down here. So we'll read it before I apologize. Okay.
For the movie The Serpent and the Rainbow.
Oh, that's right. Yes.
Deals with this.
Yeah. Method. The process typically involves the use of a powerful potion or poison, often derived from, oh look, a pufferfish, tetrodotoxin, which can induce a death-like state in the victim. The individual is... Don't do that. I found a bit that we warn us here. Right. Okay. The individual is buried, and after some time, the Bokka digs up the corpse and revives the person, who remains in a state of mindless obedience, often believed to be under the control of the Bokka. Zombies are often used as slaves or servants, performing tasks for the Bokka. The idea of zombification is deeply connected to the fear of losing one's free will and becoming a puppet to a malevolent force. Modern researchers suggest that the phenomenon zombification may be explained by the use of neurotoxins and psychological manipulation. The combination of physical paralysis induced by the toxin and psychological conditioning could lead to the person to being perceived as a zombie. There you go.
Yeah. And there are people who claim to have been a zombie.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So that is voodoo. How are we doing, everyone? Are we taking notes here? You know, where can I buy one of those dolls? Amazon sell them. If you want to have a go. Yeah. Anyway, my last piece, people. Holy crap, I feel like I've been doing a lecture tonight. Oh dear. Hey Curtis. How you doing? Hey Sharky. Oh dear. I can't see anyone when I've got the pictures up, because I've only got one.
I didn't know
monitor.
Sharky snuck in.
He snuck in.
Yeah.
Right. Let's call up witchcraft. Right. Okay. The last one.
Right. Wayne, I have been looking for that movie. I cannot find a copy of it. I'm going to create that. Okay, this movie Sugar Hill. It's a voodoo zombie revenge movie. It'd be a hell of a groovy movie for you to check out, not knowing anything about it.
Okay, you guys ready for a bit of witchcraft? Okay, so I'm gonna just give you an overview of witchcraft, but I'm gonna focus in, as I said, on the Cornish witchcraft. Witchcraft has a long and complex history, varying widely across different cultures and regions. it encompasses a broad range of practices, beliefs, and rituals, and can be seen as both positive and negative. Okay, right. Its ancient roots that stretch back to ancient times. In many early societies, witchcraft was closely associated with healing, divination, and communication within the spirit world. Practitioners were often respected wise people or shamans who could intercede with the gods or spirits on behalf of the community. Medieval times, they were viewed more negatively. Under the influence of the Christian church, the church associated witchcraft with heresy, demonology, and devil worship. This shift in perception led to widespread fear and persecutions, culminating in the witch hunts of the 15th and the 17th century. Thousands of people, mostly women, were accused of witchcraft and executed. Now, in the enlightened modern era, brought skepticism towards superstition, leading to the decline in witch hunts. However, witchcraft did not disappear. It continued to be practiced in secret or in small communities. In the 20th century, there was a revival of interest in witchcraft, particularly in the form of Wicca, a modern pagan religion founded by Gerald Gardner in the 50s. This movement emphasized witchcraft as a positive, nature-based spiritual practice. Okay.
Did you know that there was someone in England tried for witchcraft during the Second World War?
No.
Because it was, I guess it was like one of these readers or whatever. She was doing a seance, and they had a person missing, and
wow,
it was a sailor. So a merchant sailor that was missing, and so I guess through that cold reading, she gave them information about where the ship was, and it was where it was torpedoed.
She helped them out, and then they had her executed. Yes.
This was when they were learning how to read German codes.
Oh, and, right. Yeah.
British government did not want that to get out.
No.
So, and it caused a big stink for her, for the medium.
Well, I didn't know that. I mean, the most famous witch trials in England are about an hour from where I live. The Pendle Hill witch trials, which were held in Lancaster prison, and all but one of the accused, who dobbed the rest of them in, very nice of her, she was too, were hung there. Very similar to like your Salem trials, and this was documented in one of our historical books during the 15th century. So very, very, very scary time. So yeah, started off as being revered and then persecuted, and then just people accused people they didn't like of being a witch and got them hung, burnt, drowned, you name it. Okay, right. We're moving on now. I'm going to skip all this because...
words, that's the trailer, not the movie.
So, Cornish witchcraft refers to the traditional folk magic practices of Cornwall, a region in the southwest of England. Cornwall has a rich heritage of witchcraft rooted in its Celtic past and the isolation of its rural communities. The region's rugged landscape, ancient stone circles, and standing stones have all contributed to a strong belief in the magic and the supernatural. Now, you have to realise Cornwall is at the real end of the foot. But at the beginning, you've got Stonehenge very close to the beginning. You have Cornwall, Devon, Exeter, and then Bristol, and you've got Stonehenge runs along there as well. So it's all in line. Cornish witchcraft is primarily concerned with practical magic, often referred to as Pella or Pila craft. Pella is no. Right. So, is a term used for a local healer or cunning person who would perform magic to heal, protect, or curse, depending on the situation. Healing and protection. Cornish witches might use herbs, charms, and rituals to heal ailments, protect livestock, or safeguard homes from malevolent forces. Divination, reading the future through various methods such as scrying, that's using a crystal or a mirror, is a common practice. Cursing. Cornish witches are also known for their ability to curse those who had wronged them or others, often using sympathetic magic such as creating puppets similar to voodoo dolls. Symbols and tools. I put a few pictures up. I don't know if I've got one of those. Stones and crystals. Stones particularly.
Yeah, they're up.
Hagstones, that's stones with natural holes in them, are often used for protection and divination. The Cornish piskie, not pixie, piskie, a type of fairy or spirit in Cornish folklore. Piskies are often invoked in rituals or blamed for mischievous activities. Witches create charm bags. I got several I bought from witches, seeing a revival with modern practitioners, blending traditional practices and contemporary paganism and Wicca. There are also efforts to preserve and document the unique magical traditions of Cornwall, ensuring that the aspect of the region's heritage is not lost. And I think the next picture, I've been here several times, the Museum of Witchcraft. And my God, some of the crap in there is scary as hell. There's that. Someone used to wear that. That's a traditional witch's cottage. I mean, Cornwall every house looks like that in Cornwall. An old drawing of one. There we go. There's the other part of the museum. You can see hands and shit, and they have got some really, really weird crap in there. But if you are interested in anything and want to see it actually being practiced, Cornwall is a very beautiful place. My friend used to live there, so this is why I know Cornwall so well. I've been all over Cornwall. They had gold mines there, tin mines. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my plethora of weird and what we didn't do with all the others, and covered sort of everything else we could find to do with the paranormal.
Yeah, that was fun.
But yeah, I mean, if you live here, you know Cornwall is very, very much a pagan Wicca witchcrafty place. Everyone knows that. If you don't live here and you come here, I would highly recommend visiting Cornwall. Highly recommend it.
Well, see, that's Louisiana here in the U.S.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's all. It's not so much voodoo is witchcraft.
Sure it is. Yeah. It's just a different way of saying it. I really hope everyone enjoyed all those little bits and pieces we shoved everything together just to finish off the paranormal little series we've done. Because there's so much on it. We couldn't do it in one show, so we decided to break it down. Yeah.
We could still do it for another 6 months.
Easily, but there's only so much paranormal stuff you can take. Oh, thanks, words. Encore. Hey, Dandelion. Wow. We have a real pagan Wicca in the chat. A Canadian one at that. Although she's actually British. So she may live in Canada. Well, you just missed me talking about Cornwall, Dandelion.
Wayne, I found it.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Now, what I do want to ask everyone is, is there any particular subject you'd like us to talk about, take a delve into, and have a look at from our point of view?
Yes. It gets, I mean,
we'd love to hear any ideas at all, because we've covered everything from writing movies and TV shows, which was great fun and quite traumatic, because I've never written a fiction in my life.
None of us have.
But and we delved down and ended up in the paranormal, and both Mr. Londell and I are intrigued but not convinced,
Right.
But we're not going to diss it particularly, but we're also not taking it too seriously either. It's one of those things. I think you have to either completely be in it. It intrigues me. It definitely intrigues me. And as I said last week, I described and told everyone about the one time I saw that black shadow figure with a hat on. The Hat Man. Yeah, the Hat Man. So,
I still think you were like in a dream state.
Quite possibly, but it stayed with me all these years. And after I saw that video on the Hat Man and saw all these drawings from around the world, and I'm like, that's exactly what I saw. I'm sorry. I had to think about it.
I mean,
Dandelion.
Because, I mean, even like the picture you showed of the gray alien.
And the owl.
The way the face is shaped. There's a theory that when you're born, that's basically what you see looking at the doctor or midwife, because they're in surgical garb, and that's probably how you see your first human, through the eye, through the eyes of a baby that's just coming out of the womb, amniotic fluid all over the place. So that that's one theory, and it kind of makes sense.
That's a bit disturbing, Dandelion. I sometimes see people who disappear. Saw a fella out hiking a few weeks ago that disappeared. Oh my God.
So what did
you go hiking in some weird places, don't you?
Yeah. So did he vanish in front of you, or did you see him look off and then look again and he was gone?
Like he fell off the edge of the cliff.
I've been in the desert. I've seen mirages, So
I've certainly seen what looked like water in a desert that turned
Yeah.
out to be just the sun reflecting off it, causing it to look like water. Absolutely amazing mirages. And
Uh-huh.
especially, I mean, I wasn't thirsty or anything, but I still saw it. Yeah. Numerology has come up as a suggestion from Sharky. Numerology.
Numerology.
Yeah, numerology is
I was always bad at
it would
math.
I would yeah, it's not even that. It's numerology, it's not a science. So I put it under other, and it would be part of one of these series if we were going to cover it. I didn't even think of numerology.
Me, numerology to me is just so wackadoo. It's 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 worse than thinking the little people live in your garden. You know.
Ooh, creepy dandelion. Maybe you're near a part of space time that joins another dimension or reality. And he was still walking, he was just walking in the other reality. Oh, she put that. I figured altered
Alternate dimension. Okay. I'll leave that realm to the theoretical physicist about
Well, I just said
alternate.
that before I read it. I just said that maybe you're in an area where two universes are brushing between each other.
Okay,
And
cause
he'll have walked into the other one and start noticing differences and have the Mandela effect everywhere.
not the uh, not the Mandela effect.
Yeah, Christy,
That is so. That
as
is
a
so.
yeah,
It's so convoluted. It's
yeah,
hard to. It's hard to explain, let alone understand it. Especially that movie you showed us about. I mean, like what I thought I understood the Mandela effect until I saw that movie
yeah,
because it was simple. You thought you saw this happen, but it really didn't happen, so you didn't see it. That was the basics, my
yeah.
basic understanding of the Mandela effect because it
Yeah,
happened
yeah.
with him
Well,
to
I like
Mandela.
throwing curveballs at you guys. It was a
Yeah,
good
that
film.
was a curve.
Yeah. So
That was a
Word
curve.
says Words has just put something very interesting. No, the one up from that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that one. The one before it,
Uh,
about in Britain, the Witchcraft Act of 1735 wasn't replaced until 1951. Until then, people were jailed for being witches.
uh-huh.
Wow, there you go. And
And
then,
yeah.
well, in 1940, 9 months. Oh, got 9 months for conspiracy to contravene the Witchcraft Act.
Uh-huh.
Well, at
But
least they didn't hang her or
yeah,
him.
but see that was one of those cold readings that we
Mm,
described that James
yeah,
Randi knows
yeah.
about that. And when you do that with people, okay, oh man, I wish I wish we could find somebody and get a group of people and let him or her do that. It's a trip because it's been done to me, and you give off signals. And I didn't realize I was giving off signals. I knew this was bull crap, but and stuff just it starts saying, yeah, okay, how the hell did he know that?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not,
But there are
you have,
certain things people do
yeah,
um, when they're lying or they're trying to tell a fib, or but you have to study the practice of learning how to read people really well.
uh-huh.
And certain people are better at not showing, like a tell, it's called a tell. A lot of like your FBI guys and our guys over here have critical training in tells. Yeah.
You see things like that frequently. Only pay attention when it stands out. Dandelion.
I mean, they might just be visiting Dandelion and just going back, for all you know.
Yeah, I don't know, Dandelion. I'd you know, that's kind of scary. You see people that are there, then they're not. You know, you're like Haley Joel Osment. I see dead people. You know what I mean?
I was going to say to Christy, as a quantum physicist, I no longer use the term multiverse because Marvel stole that word from us. We've been using it for many years, and now we can't say it without laughing. So we say multiple universes again now because of Marvel.
I've always heard scientists say multiple universes. I didn't know
because multiverse was made a laughing stock.
Yeah, I guess so. Which I mean, it's just destroyed.
Yeah, Dandelion, leave the meat stuffing people from one dimension to another to me, if you don't mind. Let the scientists do that. You just talk to them. Yeah, dang Marvel. Yeah, too right.
So, numerology. We've done a little bit of like parapsychology, all of that stuff.
Anyway, my goodness, 9:45 here.
Ooh.
Darren Brown. I was talking to Mr. Londell about Darren Brown. I told him he should watch a few of his.
Dan Brown. That name sounds familiar. Oh, that's the guy you told me about.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I gave you his link to his YouTube channel. Yeah. He's very good. Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. I've been doing other things. Hadn't had a chance to do it yet. But
he's on the same sort of level as Houdini and such like, you know. He shows how it's done and how the fraudsters, you know.
Oh yeah.
But so, he can also manipulate people incredibly well. It's frightening.
Yeah. Most illusionists can. That's why, like David Copperfield, and guys like that make the big bucks doing it.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But anywho, this has been fun.
Wow. Well, the ending to our paranormal stint. I hope you've all enjoyed the little series we've done.
Yeah. We're gonna have to put our heads together and come up with the next stream.
Yeah. We've got to come up with something different.
Yeah.
I'm sure we will. Just tune in for a surprise next week.
Yeah. Most definitely. And being as late as it is, to bed with you, woman.
Yes, sir.
Don't take me serious. But now, so for everybody, thank you for coming. If you came in late now, you can always re-listen. I need to watch hours. So I want to thank everybody for showing up. Listen to some good streams. Listen to some bad streams. Watch some of my movies, hey. And This is Mr. Lundell for the great, wonderful Grand Diva event.
Mhm.
Saying everyone to have a good rest of your Sunday. God bless you. Maybe you have a good weekend. Maybe you have a good week. And for now, let us all say goodbye.